I'd like to now take this opportunity to call up on stage gentleman by the name of Tando, Tabang, Canham, who'll just be engaging on the topic of the day, you know, how he, as an entrepreneur, local entrepreneur, has formed collaborative relationships in a very practical way, how mentorship has been a very, very pivotal and important role in his entrepreneurial journey and growth. He's the founder of the Trillionaire Group. Let's give him a round of applause. A very intelligent, a very focused, a very succinct, amazing gentleman who delivers excellently. Let's give him a round of applause as he goes up on stage. Is Tando here? Oh, he's here. Hey, entrepreneurs are slick, eh? Let's give him, sir, are you ready? The mic is yours, do your thing, be free. You know how you do you.
Thank you so much. Okay, monitor, go live. Sorry, B. Top of the morning, everyone. Yes, I am Tando, Tabang, Canham, local entrepreneur. Geez, where do I start? Can I please have this monitor ready? Thank you so much. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, I think it should just a little bit. There we go. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, thank you so much. Tando. Born here at a hospital just up the road from here, Makiwane, in 1986. Just about a week ago, it was my birthday. I'm 37. Sorry, man. I think I switched this thing off again. Thanks. I will attempt to do the task at hand. I will start with this opening statement. I am extremely exhausted and tired from being poor. Are you not? As I enter this court to present my business case and engage you all, I ask for my prayers to be heard and answered. And may God be with us and guide the next steps, and so shall it be, and thank you. Cool. My brief is to attempt to engage on the following: how I started my business journey in primary school, how I build effective collaborations through meaning, how I identify who to collaborate with, alignment, the importance of mentorship. I will attempt to answer that in the following slides. Who mentors me and how do I add value? That too shall come. Next. This is one of my favorite leaders, Robert Mangaliso Sobukwe. He said this: let me plead with you, and I say it to all of you here and everyone watching live. Let me plead with you, lovers of my Africa, to carry with you into the world the vision of a new Africa. And in the following slides, I will attempt to add my portion to the plea. A note of paramount importance: to realize generational wealth and prosperity, Africans must believe and invest in Africa and each other. Otherwise, all efforts and attempts at creating harmonious and thriving communities will be a long and futile exercise. What T is doing is adding a lot of value in the township, in rural communities, in ourselves. And all of this is purpose-driven. And I also call upon all of us that we really join hands together and really bring about a prosperous future that benefits not only us, but the next generation. The Trillionaire Group. The Trillionaire Group, thanks to COVID, when COVID came, I was the Eastern Cape manager for a financial services company. And things got bad. Job loss. They were looking for me in my car. lost that too. And then I was in, somewhat in a slump. And then I called my mom. And she brought me back to life. She said, do you remember back in primary school in George Randall when you said that one day you're going to be a trillionaire? I didn't even know what that meant. And then everything just started to get back, because I was also in a personal journey after being an entrepreneur for over 10 years and pushing and doing very well and failing too. And then, she sparked something in me. I'm a graduate. I've worked extensively, and everything culminated to this company called the Trillionaire Group. So what do we do? Primarily set on the skill set that I possess through the past 15 years as an enterprising professional. We provide business management services, and that encompasses a lot. And we specifically targeting the townships, that you're talking about, because not everyone can put together a cash flow. Not everyone has that skill set. Not everyone has a skill set to do marketing and branding. Not everyone has a skill set to do business rescue, proper planning. But everybody most probably has a brilliant idea, a brilliant concept. And we need to really come to the ground and really cultivate the ground and provide these services and educate our people, so that the entrepreneurs that are here, the cooperatives that are here, get a proper enabling environment for them to thrive and not set us for failure, as it is the case currently. So these are the services that we provide: business management services, currently being provided in this establishment we're in. I will delve deeper into that. We also provide investment facilitation. To date, as a professional, I've raised a couple of millions for people, for their businesses and property development, amongst others. We provide technological solutions. We look into your business and see how best to advance your business, so that one is able to really bring forth these entrepreneurs on the ground to provide employment. So, and my favorite service that we provide, is teaching and learning. Partly because I believe that the best teacher are the best learners. Those that teach with a purpose to advance not only themselves, learn a lot in the process. So we provide these key services in the township. I've worked for government, or rather I've consulted for government. I've worked with the academia. I'm one of the most prestigious universities in South Africa, in the highest office of the institution. And these skill set, I believe, are needed in the economy that we want of the future when it comes to the township and rural communities. And this is partly one of the reasons why I started this journey, because not all of us really are set up for corporate, as it were. Mtombo's Palace, this venue that we're in, I want to share a bit about them because they're a client. Mr. Mtombo Wosindiso, Maxwell Nkula, started this company 15 years ago, or rather, in 2015, pardon me. And there's a story behind how it actually got registered. He did not start that year, but he's been trying to put the business together, and then eventually, in 2015, the business got registered. Fast forward 2021, he transitioned, he passed on, and things did not go well for the business, as is the case in mostly African communities when the main person that started the business passes on. The business struggled due to various challenges. And to answer that question, how do we also identify who to collaborate with? Business was in distress. This establishment we're in right now, it's one of the most important establishment for me in this township, in that it stands for something, especially the man behind it is the currency for me. That is one of these people that we need to emulate as professionals, young entrepreneurs in the township. He was born and able to walk. And then this is a veteran also of the struggle. Had an accident, got shot, was in a wheelchair for over 30 years. And he built this establishment. And he got me asking myself a lot of questions in my own personal journey, that what is really a disability? Is it a state of mind? Is it a state of physique? Because here is a man that has built this establishment, is still standing today. And thanks to the four brothers, Sivenati, Siakutumisa, Wosindiso, and Undi Yakolo, for believing in the Trillion Group to assist. It's been 9 months to date that we've been here through all the struggles to bring in lawyers to assist, to protect the asset and the business going forward, because these are the businesses that are going to employ people. This venue, for an example, want to have it as a creative hub here in Mdantsane. So we need guys like Nedbank, we need the likes of T, to really bring about this thriving environment, creative hub, where young people come together in various industries, where we can literally help these entrepreneurs and cooperatives in a setting where they're also enjoying food, because this is an African family restaurant that we're going to re-establish. So we've got a full-on program that is busy with business rescue as per the items that we provide. So that's also part of the reason why we started this journey, and there's many others that we're currently assisting as the Trillionaire Group. Because we don't have money. These things are not done because one is looking for immediate gratification in terms of money, but it's really the purpose behind it, that there is really value at the bottom of the pyramid where we all are in the townships and rural communities. So we said, you know what, these guys cannot pay us millions right now, but you know what, us cultivating the ground, really planting the seeds, really working the ground, it's going to pay us millions in the next couple of months and years going forward, especially when we get support from the likes of T and Nedbank. Can I have this back on again? Thank you. So that's just a brief on Tombo's Palace, pardon me, that these are kind of businesses that are needed. And in black communities, you find that when these kinds of businesses are in operation and the person that owns a business transitions, dies, the business dies, and usually African people are happy to see another family poor and suffering, and that is bad. So we need to come together as young professionals to really fix the situation. So in trying to fix the situation, the Trillionaire Group conceptualized TAP Cooperative. TAP really is all about opening the tap, the real tap, but TAP stands for Trillionaire Application Program. Did I press anything? So truly what we seek to do here is to bring about fruitful investments within the township and rural economy setup, and through doing that, bring about generational wealth and prosperity. I'm going to run through the slides because I really want to engage. If there are any questions, boom, it's showing 2 slides. There we go. So our mission with TAP, a concept put together by a trillionaire for all of us. It's not a trillionaire program. It's for the township and rural economy. And our mission is to positively educate, invest, impact, empower, innovate, and increase economic participation, activities, productivity in townships and rural communities of South Africa, resulting in people who can save, earn, and invest more to unlock generational wealth and prosperity for generations to come. Is that clear? Does it make sense? Cool. So that's our mission. And it also tries and assists big corporates like Nedbank to really work the ground, because our people need the education to really grasp what you seek to do in your profession, sir. So here's a call to action. The way that we manage the little economic energy, money, and resources we have in our townships and rural communities influences every aspect of our lives. There's a need to intentionally take deliberate actions to formally educate African communities on opportunities to make, spend, invest, and have more of this economic energy. So it's time to get smart with money in order to build financially disciplined and self-sustaining communities. You know, Ekasi, this township that we're in up in Mdantsane, it's a township with billions. Not millions, with billions. That's why you have all of these American companies and other big corporates in this township, because there are billions. But these billions, none of them really. Look, drive around the township, you're not going to see much billions, right? Neither will you see millions, because as soon as money comes, it flies out. Be it paid. Look, the example that I like to make is Mdantsane. One of our guys that we work with, our international mobilizer, brilliant young man and entrepreneur, Buhlan. Stats tell us, up in Mdantsane, we are more than 250,000. Okay? Now, if we use a very small number and say 22,000 of that quarter of a million people in Mdantsane is our grannies and grandparents, basically. 22,000 of them, and they earn 2,000 rand a month. When you times that together, it gives you 44 million. To some, it's a small amount, but to this township, it's a massive amount. But does even 10% or 1% of that money stay here in the township in as far as generation, where it moves around the township to invest in the township? It doesn't. It flies out immediately, because all of these big businesses that are here need to be paid. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the fact that we are too consumer-centric versus really getting this money and have it generating within the township before it flies out to serve elsewhere. So here's a call to action that let's really get together in the township and rural communities. It needs a mile in the township and rural communities. It needs, there's a lot of it, but we don't see any of it. We chow it mostly, and we drink most of it. Open the digital economy cooperative platform. E-cooperative, guys, most of us look down on a cooperative for various reasons. Okay? Partly because abantu abamnyama don't like to work together for some stupid reason. That's one. Two, this notion that cooperatives are for poor people, I don't think we are rich neither. So how about the community coming together in a cooperation way for us to make money, generate money within the township setup, create a prosperous future for the generations that are coming behind us? So UTAP is an automated, systematic, big data-driven investment facilitation and digital application platform that is open 24/7 for members and users to open accounts, join the TAP Investment Academy for online courses, perform borderless transactions, and make investments in local companies, startups, and projects all in real time. TAP is for a collective that comes together to serve individual interest. We call it collective individualism. So the need for us to come together in the small amounts of money that we all have will do a great deal of investments, because you've had guys come pitch here. There's a gentleman who does, your company again? Super Hygiene. You've got that company. They're producing products, products that most of our families buy on a daily. Hygiene-related products. Monthly, we pay for them. Where we pay for those products, that money does not get reinvested in large amounts within the township setup. So that kind of a business, imagine if we pump a couple of thousands of millions behind it. That's a kind of business that will definitely create more employment. And what we seek to do as the Trillionaire Group, there's a lot of unemployed graduates within the commerce setup, because the services that we provide are largely within commerce. I'm talking marketing, I'm talking economists, I'm talking administrators. Those are people that we're happy to absorb within the trillionaire setup so that we help the guys on the ground, guys like that, where we assist with his business management, we assist with his investment facilitation, so that companies like that are the ones that open and unlock the job opportunities that are really needed. So this setup, this is where this number of people come together, and we don't necessarily do this manually. It's all automatic. It's all automated, the system, but all of that will come in due course as you pay attention to what we do as TAP in the next couple of months and years to come. So what are we saying? Be deliberate and intentionally work together. That's what we need to do. Be deliberate and work together to launch TAP, build businesses, and provide employment enabled by the platform increasingly as the globe moves towards a more digital economy. South Africa's townships and rural communities will catch on the digital economy trend, and accordingly, TAP will be there to implement its own necessary awareness campaigns for future members and users of TAP, advocating our mandate, downloads, and usage. TAP basically, Manenekas, I think, is to come together as individuals in an automated setup, put together our resources to advance township and the rural economy. Failure to do so will make sure that we remain in the peripheries of wealth, where we just become the main people that keep these economies going, but we don't receive anything of real value. So we need to support local businesses, we need to support local cooperatives, we need to support entrepreneurs in order to unlock any value within our setup as it is. So how any wealth generation is going to happen amongst ourselves is through social capital. And I try to define social capital as follows. Social capital is the blood, sweat, and tears that flows to keep economies running. Social capital allows communities to work together effectively to achieve a common purpose. The term refers to the positive product of human interaction. The positive outcomes are tangible. Yazi xa sisebenza together, when we work together, truly work together, we actually see. We don't just hope and we actually see. You will see streets being cleaned. Right now, if you walk outside, the streets are not so clean, you know. But when we use social capital, us coming together for common purpose, you will see things moving. So, social capital does not only give us tangible, it gives us intangible and include useful information, innovative ideas, and future opportunities. We are the success we so dearly long for. And our TAP social key takeaways, social capital. Social capital is a set of shared values that allows individuals, communities, and entities to work together to effectively achieve a common purpose of generational wealth and prosperity. Our idea of social capital as the Trillionaire Group is to describe how our communities, up in Mdantsane for an example, and the partners like Tees and Nedbanks and the like clients like Mtombo's Palace, investors like myself and some others here, as poor as we are, that 5 rand, that 10 rand you have is an investment. When you go to the spaza shop, you think you're buying a product, but you are investing in that business. When you go to Pick n Pay, you are investing in that business. When you put your money in Nedbank, you are investing in Nedbank. So, in TAP, social capital will contribute to the successes of its members, users, and all strategic stakeholders, partners, and associates by building a sense of shared values and mutual respect. And that's the last slide. This gent right here, this handsome young man, that's me about 10 years ago. And he has taught me everything that I know. So I am the chief executive of the Trillionaire Group. I'm the project leader of TAP that we're currently setting up with local entrepreneurs to really cultivate and bring about this unity of purpose, where we work together to serve individual interests. There's some of them here that I want to mention, but I don't want to mention any companies, etc. But we are working together through sheer will. We don't have much, but the wealth within ourselves that we are so yearning to bring out so that we don't perpetuate the struggles that we see today. So in my parting shot, Mr. Balabala, I've made these pleas to you that as you guys and your team leave as individuals, the concept of tea should stay in the township. There is a need for it. Nedbank, there's a need for you to stay here in the township. We have Trillionaire elevator pitches where we want guys within the local setup in the Buffalo City Metro to come in this creative hub that we're putting together here, where we listen to these pitches, more pitches. I mean, there's so many guys that came here that wanted to pitch, and some of them did not make it on stage. What happens to them? So we want to really bring about a safe environment where if you think you've got a stupid idea, we want to work with you to cultivate that. So Mr. Balabal, as I invite you to come on stage, I want to thank you. Thank Nedbank. This is not to mean that we're closing, but thank you guys for coming through and gracing us, and I hope I made some sense in my... Thank you, sir.
Let's give him a round of applause, sir. Please stand, sir.